Hey, I'm Noah.
Hey, I'm Tim.
And this is our ongoing comic strip AP of Dogs in the Vineyard.
All right, so I am playing Sister Clementine Hinckley.
Oh, last name.
Last name. Well, you know, I don't know how many episodes we have left with her. Just a couple. So
Yeah, just a few.
Let's just expose it all. Yeah.
All right, Miss Hinckley.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, we're going to, we set up with Van Lee that last episode. And so we're going to jump right into that. And normally in dogs, you have 4 stats. 2 of them work towards each goal. So for non-physical, like when you're just talking, it's acuity and heart. Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about this a little bit before. And normally you kind of build up that way. So you start a conflict and you're just talking, and then maybe it goes to a fight, or maybe it goes to a gunfight. Yeah. We're going to do it a little different this time, because we're just going to jump right into it and see where the dice take us. We're going to jump into gunfighting, and then maybe we jump back to talking.
I think it makes sense. I mean, in the book, Vincent describes that as escalating, and I mean, escalating from talking to guns makes a lot of sense. But if what's at stake is your relationship with someone or the point that you make, maybe you can escalate from guns to talking.
Yeah, I think it can remain tense on either side. So it'll be cool to see it.
Yeah, let's see how it turns out.
Let's do it.
I hear the sound of a slow clapping from behind me, mirroring my heartbeat as it's pounding loudly in my chest. I look down the barrel of my gun, still pointed at the chest of Brother Zachary, who's bleeding out on the ground in front of me, in front of the church, no less, here in New Hope. And there are witnesses. There's about 20-odd people of New Hope standing around watching me. And I know that clapping is coming from Van Lee of the Territorial Authority. But I can't meet his gaze yet. I look up to the sky, to the King of Life, and know that I must have some judgment in store for my actions today. My name is Sister Clementine, and I'm a dog.
So as you're staring forward at Zachary's lifeless body, you hear that voice of Van Lee from behind you. He says, "Now that was a damn sight to behold. Sister Clementine, I believe in your faith, but I also believe in the law, and, well, I just witnessed a murder, as did these 20 or so folk. By the Territorial Authority, I charge you with 1 count of murder. Punishment is death." And you hear a click.
I'm still holding the gun. Slowly lower that into my holster. Hold my hands up. Slowly turn to meet that man's gaze.
Yeah, and he does have his pistol. And it's not raised at you. Mm-hmm. It's by his side, but he did cock that hammer.
Right. Now, this was a spiritual matter of the dogs and the steward here. If the community does see a need for retribution, well, I'll surely work with the community on that. But without Zachary here, why, I don't see who named you the sole law of this land, Van Lee.
And as you say that, you kind of out of the side of your eye, you see a straw-haired woman run out weeping and go to Zachary's side.
That's his wife, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was a spiritual matter, and one I shan't forget. But who gives me the authority? Well, the Confederated States give me the power, and give me the power over all this land, not some, and he flicks his hand, some hocus pocus.
Hocus pocus. The King of Life, of which you dare defile his name here, well, sure, a man's life has spilled out here, and I plan to address this matter as the spiritual matter that it is. The King of Life is not a name for you to come in and defile such as that. It binds this community that I may have broken with this shot that I fired, but that I know is strong enough to bring them back together. And that strength of his King of Light, I mean, that's stronger than anything you have behind you with your government.
Pretty words, but we're going to have a trial right now. Right here. I'm the judge, jury, and he raises his gun, and executioner.
So what's at stake is, will I be found guilty?
You've been shot out before, and this man has that cold, calculating look. Yeah, he raises the gun at you, pulls that trigger right at your heart.
There's not even enough time to shoot. I barrel forward. I'm on my knees before I know it, and I'm rolling toward him, dashing toward him. I need to grab that gun from him before he does something stupid. I'm too low to get his gun, but I'm kicking him in the shin. I'm grabbing him by the knee, and I'm just trying to throw him off balance before he lands a shot.
As you grab at his legs, he leaps back a little bit. You've got hold of one leg, but with his other leg, he just kicks dirt right into your face. Yeah, he circles around to your left side. You hear that hammer cocking back again, and then just that loud boom.
I see that shot hit the unpainted wood of that church stair as I go dashing inside for cover. Hell, I don't think I can get away from him, but I can buy enough time to draw my gun from inside this church. And from behind that unpainted window beside the door, window doesn't even have glass in it yet, I raise my rifle and I'm shooting for his leg. Hell, I don't want to kill this man, but I don't want him leaving the town anytime soon either.
As you raise your gun out that empty window and look outside, Van Lee's nowhere to be seen. After a few quiet, tense moments, Van Lee comes up from behind, out of nowhere, and he's swinging a chair at you.
In a church, no less? I grab that chair right back from him and push that old man down to the ground. With him pushed onto the ground, my gun is raised, pointed at him, and I tell him, I too have the authority to execute you right here. But I don't choose to do that, Van Lee. I want to give you a chance. And I wait.
He kind of slumps for a second, like he's defeated. But he grabs that chair that's sitting right next to him and just kicks it into your legs. You know, he pushes that chair into your shin and rolls up real quick and kind of ducks behind a pew and says, well, thank God for that. You know, he's got his gun in his hand again, and he fires from behind that pew at you.
And when I dodge out of the way, I hear that bullet ricochet, and I know that sound is enough to distract him for a moment while that stray bullet flies, and I dive behind that pew. And from beside him on the pew, I grab my gun from the barrel, and I hold it out and say, you, sir, fight dirty, but I fight like a girl. And I try to cold cock him across the face.
Okay. Yeah, and you do. Right across his jaw. And he spits out blood. Says, it ain't about dirty or clean. It's about winning. And all of a sudden he has this boot knife pressed up against your chest.
I don't think the old man is strong enough to even push that through my sternum. Now I use my own weight just to push him back down onto the ground between the pew and the seat in front of us. My gun is nearby. It's on the ground, and I know I have a knife in my boot too, but I reach for something else. I reach for the Book of Life to give him a swift smack across the side of his face.
I don't know if that book's heavier than you thought, or you're just swinging it harder than you meant to, but you just knock him out cold. He just lays there between the pews, motionless.
I don't know how many times I had to hit that man with the Book of Life. I swear I see a imprint of the name itself across his cheek, but I realize he's out cold, and, well, given by the look of it, things might get bad pretty quickly. I did not intend to have another man's blood on my hands today, and I get up quickly. I have to steel myself and hold onto the pew to remain steady. I have a bond with this town. Brother Zachary, right before he died, told me to take care of New Hope and, well, killing a leader of the territorial authority would not put me or this town in good hands, that's for sure. I looked to the entrance of the church to see who saw this act and to think about what I'm going to do next.
As you're sitting there above this old man, laying between the pews, at first all you can hear is your own heart beating in between your ears. As your heartbeat silences a little bit, you hear the low, soft weeping of a woman from outside. I think a few of the townsfolk are looking into those windows, those glassless windows, and they're just staring at you. What do you do?
I drop the book of life I'm still holding in one hand, blood-stained pages and all, and the pistol I didn't even realize I'd picked back up, drop that from the other. I need to stand to face them with no weapon in hand because, well, we're gonna have to talk this one out, I think.
Hi, this is Jason from The Gauntlet. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have many other Comic Strip AP shows available, each organized in their own sequential playlist for easy listening. Just go to youtube.com and search for Gauntlet RPG.
Mama, I killed a man.